Hello internauts. We're all spying on each other these days. I still like doing it the old-fashioned way, without interruption, and so my new CD Solid Minimum has surprised a few of you. Well, good. And excuse me. It's nice when the dog wags its tail and not the other way around. Writing solo records for me is part of the fix writing process, actually, because it helps me define which goes where. And it'll probably be more evident when you hear the new fix record too, but they kind of work in tandem emotionally. There's so much output that when I'm writing in the band it's more of a boys club, and there's a certain vulnerability that I think if it gets over thrashed and played by 5 people, it's just too much. It's confusing emoting with emotion. So if on some of the tracks on Solo Minimum you can feel the raw emotion, then so be it. There is a bit of a French influence because I'm half French and I'm living in France, and I think some of the best music on the planet is French. If you haven't had the time to discover what French emotion's about, then I know we in the Western world think of them as being quite arrogant and pompous, but the other side of that coin is very vulnerable. There's a lot of honesty and there's a lot of openness. Artists and singers traditionally in France get carte blanche to fall where they may, to suffer in public, and people take it for what it is at face value. They don't add their 2 cents worth. So, first track, In the Palm of Your Hands, was written as the crisis was sort of making its tortured presence on the headlines, and we were all like going, oh my god, what have we done? But we have a way as humans of, we don't account, or we're not accountable for the daily problems and the daily cause of things, but yet we always like to blame someone else. And when it's good, it's always ours. When it's bad, it's always someone else's. In the palm of our hands, we had it good, but we refused really to admit that we need a sense of community, and there is always a sense of universal truth to things. And in America I find people scared to embrace that because they spent so many years in the 50s fighting communism, and it's almost a dirty word. Well, community is not communism. It's okay to have your money, but how much money do you need, and how much money, what will you do for that money? And you know, there's this kind of a nightmare that I have that down the road the people with the money will be the ones behind bars. Well, they already are going behind bars, but gated communities, the have-nots will be roaming the streets looking to eat something out of your bins, and we're ignoring that. And we don't really know how to face it because the politicians are just getting elected on sterile mandates and aren't really saying the fundamental truth, because it's very shocking. I'm counting on America and Americans to wake up to that, because I think they're natural philosophers and they can understand that more than anyone on the planet. They do their dirty laundry in public. It's a great thing. So that's Palm of Your Hands.